today we are going to discuss a 2-point sampling methods. Okay. So here, what is the Gauss quadrature formula for if we consider 2 points or 2 sampling points? Okay. Just that we are going to discuss. So what will be the weights W1, W2 values and also the sampling points zeta 1, zeta 2 values for Gauss quadrature formula if we consider 2 points. Okay. Now just consider a 2-point formula. So Gauss quadrature formula with 2 sampling points. Okay. When n becomes 2, then the Gauss integral you can write it from integral of -1 to +1 f of zeta d zeta, which is equal to, as we having 2 points, so that we are going to write 2 coefficients here, that is w1 f of zeta 1 plus w2 f of zeta 2. Okay. So if it is 2 sampling points, then what will be the order of the f of zeta function? Okay. So f of zeta order for a polynomial. Okay. So we can calculate by using the equation 2n minus 1. Okay. If it is 2 sampling points, then n becomes 2, so that 2 into 2 minus 1, which gives 3. So that for the given f of x, okay, the f of function, we can consider the polynomial up to third order. Okay. So that the considered polynomial for the f of function is a cubic polynomial. Okay. Thus, now consider a cubic polynomial for the f of function, which is equal to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube. This is the a cubic polynomial for the f of zeta function. Okay. Now, so we are going to calculate w1, w2 and zeta 1, zeta 2 values. Okay. So we are going to follow, but the difference between these two methods should be equal to 0. Okay. So that way, if you consider, this is a conventional method, Gauss integral, that is, it is varying from -1 to +1, a integral of -1 to +1 f of zeta d zeta minus a Gauss quadrature formula for 2 points, for 2 sampling points, that is w1 f of zeta 1 plus w2 f of zeta 2, which is equal to 0. Okay. So whatever the difference of two methods must be equal to 0, because we need to get same answer from the both methods, so that there will be no difference. So that will be equal to 0. Okay. That way, if you consider, then just substitute the value of f of zeta. F of zeta we have considered here as a cubic polynomial. Okay. A cubic polynomial values we are going to write it in place of f of zeta. Okay. So integral of -1 to +1 a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube as a f of zeta value. Okay. Minus of, again here w1, again here also we just substitute in terms of zeta 1 the f of zeta values. Okay. As it is. Okay. Plus w2, again f of zeta values here as a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube, which is equal to 0. Okay. Now this overall a cubic polynomial we need to integrate from -1 to +1. Okay. So these things I have shown separately. Individually I have shown the integration. Okay. Then directly we can substitute in place of this particular coefficient values. Okay. Now just consider here integral of 1, as it is varying from -1 to +1, integral of 1, which is equal to 2. Okay. So which is equal to 2. Then integral of -1 to +1 zeta with respect to zeta, which gives a value 0. Okay. So integral of -1 to +1 zeta square d zeta, which is equal to 2 by 3. Okay. As you doing the integration and applying the limits. Okay. So just you can see here, example, if you take this, a zeta square, integral of zeta square, which is equal to zeta cube by 3. Okay. Then apply the limits -1 +1. Okay. As you applying the limits here, upper minus lower limits, as you applying the upper limits, you will get 1 by 3 minus of lower limit. If you apply, you will get -1 by 3. Okay. Then minus into minus becomes plus, so that as you simplifying, you will get 2 by 3. Similarly, integration of zeta cube d zeta, okay, which gives again 0 as you integrate it. Okay. As you applying the limits from -1 to +1, you are going to get 0. So this all the integral values directly we are going to substitute here. Okay. Now here integration of 1, here a0 is constant, we will take it outside, right? So that, so integration of 1, which gives 2, so that in place of here I am going to keep 2. Okay. So that this becomes 2 a0. plus here integration of zeta. Integration of zeta, as you integrating, you will get 0 here. You can see here this, right? So integration of zeta, which gives 0 value. Then integration of zeta square, which gives 2 by 3. In place of zeta square, I'm going to keep 2 by 3. Similarly, the integration of zeta cube, which gives the 0 value, so that in place of zeta cube, you can place 0. So this overall equation, which gives after integration, after applying the limits. Then you just write down as it is here, whatever the W1 and W2 coefficient values. Okay, just take it into the right side so that it becomes plus. Then that will be the W1 A0 plus A1 zeta plus A2 zeta square plus A3 zeta cube plus W2 A0 plus A1 zeta plus A2 zeta square plus A3 zeta cube. Okay, this equation finally we are going to arrive after integrating and also after taking right side overall this W1 and W2 coefficient values. Then now, so here we have A0, 2A0 plus A1 like this, right? So in this particular term, as it is same, if you want to get, so that you need to separate the A0, A1, A2, A3 terms. Okay, so that to separate that, just I'm going to take it as a common A0. Okay, now you can see here W1 A0 here also is there, W2 A0 here also is there. So that, okay, if you take A0 common factor, then this becomes W1 plus W2 A0. Okay, as we separating A0. Okay, plus again if you consider A1 zeta, W1 A1 zeta plus W2 A1 zeta. Again, if you take A1 common factor, remaining W1 and zeta here plus W2 zeta here, it remains W2 zeta. Plus, as it is, if you consider A2 zeta square, okay, W1 A2 zeta square is there. Here W2 A2 zeta square is there. Here A2, if you take common factor, the remaining values W1 zeta 1 square plus W2 zeta square. Similarly, as we considering A3, W1 A3 zeta cube here plus W2 A3 zeta cube. Okay, W1 A3 zeta cube plus W2 A3 zeta cube. Okay, as you taking again here A3 as common factor, then remaining the coefficients values W1 zeta cube plus W2 zeta cube. Okay, this way finally we are going to arrive the equation. Now considering the both left and right side equations, we can compare the coefficients because here A0 also term is there, here A0 term also there. So that as we comparing, we can get it like here 2A0 which is equal to in the right side term W1 plus W2 A0. Okay, you can write it. You can compare the both equations. Okay, as we comparing the both coefficients, 2A0 which is equal to W1 plus W2 A0. So A0 A0 gets cancelled. So the value of W1 plus W2 it remains 2. Okay. Then, so as it is second terms if you comparing, okay. So here A0 0, A1 0 you have here A1 sorry A1 W1 zeta 1 plus W2 zeta 2 you have. So that comparing both equations A1 here gets cancelled. Then W1 zeta 1 plus W2 zeta 2 is equal to this 0. So that you can write W1 zeta 1 plus W2 zeta 2 is equal to 0. Okay. So again, as you comparing the third coefficient, okay. Again here 2 by 3 A2 is there. Here W1 zeta 1 square plus W2 zeta square A2 is there. So A2 gets cancelled. Then W1 zeta 1 square plus W2 zeta 2 square which is equal to 2 by 3. Then again as you considering the fourth coefficient, here A3 0 is there. Here W1 zeta 1 cube plus W2 zeta 2 cube into A3 is there. So that A3 as we get cancelling, then W1 zeta 1 cube plus W2 zeta 2 cube which is equal to 0. That you are going to write it here. Okay. Now these are all non-linear equations. So the whatever the solution, it will be unique. Okay, so that W1 which is equal to W2, the solution whatever the coefficients here it will have a unique value. So that W1 which is equal to W2 which is equal to 1. So 1 plus 1 again you are going to get this value. So that this coefficients because of non-linear equations, non-linear conditions, it will having always a unique values. Okay, a unique solution. So that you can write it here in place of W1 as 1 and W2 1, so that 1 plus 1 which gives 2. Okay. Then once if you got the W1 and W2 values, okay, these values you substitute here in this particular equation, so that you will get zeta 1 plus zeta 2, which is equal to 0. Then again, as you doing the simplification, zeta 1 which is equal to minus zeta 2. Okay. Similarly, same these values again, zeta 1 values if you substitute in this particular equation here, W1 zeta 1 square plus W2 zeta 2 square, which is equal to 2 by 3, as you substituting here, okay, you are going to get zeta. Okay, so before going to that, it just again you substitute here W1 and W2 values here, you are going to get zeta 1 square plus zeta 2 square, which is equal to 2 by 3. Okay, then zeta 1 which is equal to, again as you substituting zeta 1 which is equal to minus uh, zeta 2, as you substituting here, then we will get to 2 zeta 1 square, which is equal to 2 by 3, then zeta 1 which is equal to 1 by square root of 3, as you square root as in right side. Okay, then as you simplifying, you will get zeta 1 which is equal to 1 by square root of 3. Okay, again similarly, once if you got the zeta 1 value, then zeta 2 value easily we can get it, because zeta 1 which is equal to minus zeta 2, so that zeta 2 it becomes minus 1 by square root of 3. Okay. So that way we have got the values for W1, W2 and zeta 1, zeta 2. So this going to be gives the coefficient values, the weights values and also sampling points values for the 2-point formula. Okay, thus the 2-point formula, which becomes the integral of minus 1 to plus 1 f of zeta d zeta, which is equal to W1 f of zeta 1 plus W2 f of zeta 2. Now we have got the values for W1 and W2. Then we substitute W1 as 1 and W2 as 1, and f of zeta 1 and f of zeta 2. In place of zeta 1, we have got 1 by square root of 3, and in place of zeta 2 we have got minus 1 by square root of 3. This gives the equation for a Gauss quadrature formula for the 2 points. Okay, this you can also keep it in table. Okay, so for sample point 1, what is the value of zeta, and similarly for sample point 2, what is the value of zeta. Similarly, the W weights values, W1 and W2 values, you can keep it for this sample point 1 and sample point 2. Okay, this overall gives the a Gauss quadrature formula for 2-point methods. Okay. So this is how we are going to calculate, or we are going to obtain the Gauss quadrature formula for 2-point methods, or for the 2 sampling points. Now, so we have got a Gauss quadrature formula for 1 sampling points and also for 2 sampling points. Okay, as per your syllabus of content, only we have 2 sampling points, only 2 points. Okay, so that only on problem using Gauss quadrature formula, evaluate a I which is equal to integral of minus 1 to plus 1 3 e to the power of zeta plus zeta square plus 1 by zeta plus 2 d zeta, by using the 1-point and 2-point formula. So both we have to apply here for this particular integral. Okay, now just read first 1-point formula, then you can move to the 2-point formula. First you just consider 1-point formula. So in the 1-point formula, n which is equal to 1, that is only one sampling point, so that n becomes 1. Okay. Then the parameters for 1-point formula. So we have one W1 and zeta 1. W1 we have got 2 and zeta 1 we have got 0. So these parameters we are going to use in the Gauss quadrature formula to obtain the value of I. Okay. So we have got I which is equal to, so this is one sampling point, so that only one sampling point coefficients values we are going to get, that is I which is equal to W1 f of zeta 1. Okay, if it is 2, then plus W2 f of zeta 2. If it is 3, like that it is goes on. Okay, then where f of zeta 1 which is equal to the function. Okay, so here the function f of function in the integral they have given this term. Okay, that we are going to consider as f of zeta which is equal to, so in terms of only for one sampling point it is, so that 3 e to the power of, it must be here e. Okay, 3 e to the power of zeta 1 plus zeta 1 square plus 1 by zeta 1 plus 2. Okay, then put this value. Okay, so here it is in the terms of zeta, so that we have got zeta 1 value as 0 for one sampling point. That value just substitute in this f of function. Okay, then we are going to get 3 e to the power of zeta 1 as 0 plus zeta 1 square, that is 0, zeta 1 is also 0 plus 1 by zeta 1 plus 2. Here zeta 1 value is 0, so just as substituting this zeta 1 value in this particular f of function equation, then you are going to get the value 3.5. Okay. Once if you got the 3.5 f of function value, then the integral, the height, which is equal to w1 f of zeta 1. Okay. Now we have calculated f of zeta 1. Okay. So that just substitute here w1 for one sampling point, the value is 2 into f of zeta 1 we have calculated and we have got 3.5. So that the overall value, the final value 3.5 into 2, which is 7. Okay. Now this is from the value 7 we have got from the one sampling point. Then we are moving to two sampling points. Okay. Then why we need to consider two sampling points? Just consider here. So we have got high value 7. If you do a direct integration, if you use conventional method and you integrate it, the high value you may get 8 or 9. So that whatever the value we have got from the one sampling point, it is not very close to the exact solution or it is not converging. Okay, so it is having a lot of difference. So that to get it a exact or closer value, we are going to check it with the number of points. Okay, so if you take a 2 points, then what will be the value of 5? You can calculate, and if it is very close to that, then you can stop it there. Okay, then as using 2-point formula, just the sampling points for the 2 points will be 2, so that n which is equal to 2, the parameters w1 and w2 we have got 1, and zeta 1 which is equal to minus square root of 1 by 3, okay, which is again equal to minus 0.57735, then zeta 2 which is equal to square root of 1 by 3, which is equal to plus 0.57735. Okay, so this is the weights and the sampling points values we have got from the derivation. Okay, this we are going to use to find the value of 5. Now, so high which is equal to, this is 2 points we are going to consider, so that there will be two sampling points. For the first sampling point w1 f of zeta 1, for the second sampling point w2 f of zeta 2. Okay. Now here we have to calculate f of zeta 1 and f of zeta 2. Okay, both the f of functions we need to calculate. Okay, first we are going to calculate f of zeta 1. Okay, for the 2 points by using the 2 points. Okay, so for the first point f of zeta 1, which is equal to 3 e to the power of zeta 1 plus zeta 1 square plus 1 divided by zeta 1 plus 2. In this particular equation, substitute the values of zeta 1, then you are going to get the equation like this. Okay, then as you simplifying it is, okay, you are going to get the values like this. Then the final value you are going to get 2.72 for f of zeta 1. Similarly, as you considering the f of zeta 2, okay, same equation, same f of zeta, because only one f of function we have got in the integral. Okay, so just calculate f of zeta 2 by substituting zeta 2 values. Okay, so only zeta 1 is minus value, it is having, zeta 2 is having plus value. The value will be same. Okay, only plus and minus signs we are going to consider for zeta 1 and zeta 2. Now just substitute zeta 2 values, then you are going to get the values like this. Okay, just you can simplify it by using the calculator. Okay, so you are going to get for all the simplifications the values like this. Then the final value will be 6.0685. Okay, so this is how we have got f of zeta 1 value and f of zeta 2 value. Once if you got f of zeta 1 and zeta 2 values, then you can substitute in the main equation, that is in the Gauss quadrature formula, phi which is equal to w1 f of zeta 1 plus w2 f of zeta 2. Then we have got f of zeta 1 value is 2.72 and f of zeta 2 values we have got 6.065. Then w1 and w2 values will be 1 as per the coefficient values. Okay, then if we substitute, and finally you are going to get 8.8785. See, from 1 point we have got 7, and from 2 points, if you consider two sampling points, okay, the value is increased, that is 8.8785. So there is a lot of difference between these 2 points. Okay, so for one sampling point we have got 7, and for two sampling points we have got 8.875. Okay, now what is the exact value? So the exact value we can able to calculate, or we can able to obtain by by conventional integration method. Okay, so by using the conventional method, okay, by using the conventional method, what is the exact solution for this particular integral? For this particular, what is the exact solution that we can able to obtain by doing the integration? Okay, but that is nothing but by using the conventional method. Okay, just use, you know all how to do the integration with respect to as the variation takes place from -1 to +1. Okay, this is a direct integration method. Okay, so from this, how much we are going to get the values that we are going to check, and we are going to compare with the all 1 point and 2 point sampling methods. Okay, then one I, which is equal to integral of -1 to +1, 3 zeta 3 e to the power of zeta plus zeta square plus 1 by zeta plus 2 into d zeta. Okay, this is what the integral we have got. Okay, then we are going to integrate it. Okay, so as you integrating, you are going to get it like this. Okay, so this again, you are going to integrate, so you are going to get the equation like this. Okay, so the simple integration, then apply the limits here. Okay, so you are going to apply upper limit minus lower limit, upper limit minus lower limit, upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, then by using the values of e to the power of 1, e to the power of -1, okay, and you multiplying with these 3, you are going to get these values. And also by simplifying it is okay, the simplification is very simple. Upper minus lower you have taken, my upper is +1, lower is -1. Okay, then this becomes again -1, -1, minus into minus, it becomes plus, so that again 1 by 3 value into whatever this value which is going to be give this. Okay, plus you need to use a calculator for this. Okay, so then by using ln 3 minus of ln -1 plus 2, which gives 1. Okay, ln 1 values which is going to give 1.092. Okay, then finally adding all these values, you are going to get I, which is equal to 8.815. Okay, so just you can see here, from the 1 point sampling, one sampling points, we have got the value of I is 7, and from the 2 sampling points we have got value for I is 8.8785. Similarly, by using the conventional method, we have got 8.8, so that the 2 sampling points which is having a high value which is very close or exact to the a exact solution of the given integral. Okay, so that way we can also cross check with or compare with the values. Okay, how is it closing to the exact solution? Okay, that is how we are going to use the 1 point and 2 point sampling formulas. Okay, for calculating the Gauss quadrature integrals. Okay, by using the 1 point and 2 point formulas. Now, similarly, one more exercise or one more problem you can discuss now. Okay. So, second one, you just consider integrate I, which is equal to integral of -1 to +1 to zeta plus 5 into d zeta by Gauss quadrature method, and compare it with the conventional method. Use one sampling point method. Okay. Just for this particular problem, they are asking to use only one sampling point method. Now, I, which is equal to integral of -1 to +1 to zeta plus 5 into d zeta, one sampling point method, which means the n is equal to 1, and the values, the parameters w1 which is equal to 2 and zeta1 which is equal to 0. Okay, then I, which is equal to, for one sampling point w1 f of zeta1. Okay, calculate as we can say, as considering the zeta1 which is equal to 0, the f of function zeta1 which gives the value 5. Okay, just substitute here. uh, Here f of zeta is equal to zeta1 plus 5. Okay, zeta1 value is 0, so that 2 into 0 plus 5, which is only 5. Okay, then I, which is equal to w1 into f of zeta1. W1 value is 2, and f of zeta value we have got 5 here, so that it gives 10. Okay, so same the integral we are going to do it by the conventional method. Okay, so just consider here, then do the integration. Okay, zeta here, uh, here 2 integral of -1 to +1 zeta. Okay, plus integral of -1 to +1 5 d zeta. Okay, 2 separately we are going to integrate. Okay, these two terms. Then first term, which gives 2 into integration of zeta, which gives the zeta square by 2, plus 5 integral of 1, which gives the zeta. Okay, then apply the, then just write the variables which is varying from -1 to +1. Okay, then apply the limits here. Okay, upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, upper limit which gives, in place of zeta +1 it is. Okay, plus 5 into, in place of zeta it is +1 upper limit, minus of lower limit, in place of zeta -1, in place of zeta -1. Okay, as you simplifying, you are going to get 10 only. Okay, so this is how we are going to consider. We are going to solve the integrals. Okay, by using the sampling points. Okay, so there are so many new, problems. Okay, we can discuss, we can solve it. So here also the third problem, integrate the given function by integral of -1 to +1 x cube plus 2x square plus x plus 5. Just here the variable here, just they are given x. Okay, then here the x which is equal to zeta. Okay, so just similarly considering the 2-point formula, you can able to solve for I. Okay, so after that, so here whatever the W1, zeta1, W2, and also zeta2 values we have got. Okay, for the variable which is varying from -1 to +1. In the integration, it is varying from -1 to +1. If it is varying from -1 to +1, then the W1, W2, and also zeta1, zeta2 values we have got like that. Okay, if it is varying in different way. Okay, for example, if the integral varying from, see, you can see here from 0 to 3. Here you can see here the integral if it is varying 0 to 3 or 2 to 5, like that. If it is integral vary, okay, from A to B, then what will be the W1, W2, and zeta1, zeta2 values? Okay, so in general, above sampling points, above whatever the 2 to 3 problems we have solved, okay, that the parameter values we have got as the integral varying from -1 to +1. However, if the sampling points and the integral weights, okay, if it is vary between between the integral of A to B, okay, like this, between the integral of A to B, okay, then the relation is given to calculate zeta 1, zeta 2, okay, that is zeta I, okay, dash, so which gives the equation like this. And to calculate the weights W1, W2, we have the equation like this. Okay, so W I dash, which is equal to B minus A divided by 2 into WI. Okay, these two equations we are going to use to calculate zeta 1, zeta 2, and also W1, W2 if the integral varying from A to B. Okay, so now only if it is varying from -1 to +1, then above the values of W1 and W2 and zeta 1, zeta 2 values you can use to calculate integral I. Okay, if it is varying from A to B, okay, so then you have to use these equations to calculate zeta 1, zeta 2, and W1, W2. Okay, then by using this, how we can able to calculate? So just one problem we are going to discuss now. Okay, so use 2-point quadrature to evaluate the integral I, which is equal to integral of 0 to 3 2 to the power of zeta minus zeta into d zeta. Okay, now using 2-point Gauss quadrature, we have, okay, I which is equal to, because 2 points we have to use, so that there will be 2 sampling points, then W1 f of zeta 1 dash plus W2 f of zeta 2 dash. Okay, then for I which is equal to 1, we need to calculate W1, W2 because it is 2 sampling points. Similarly, we have to calculate zeta 1, zeta 2. Okay, if it is 1-point formula only, zeta 1, W1 we are going to calculate it by using these two formulas. Okay, if it is 2 points, we are going to calculate zeta 1, zeta 2, W1, W2. If it is 3 sampling points formula we need to use, then we have to calculate zeta 1, zeta 2, zeta 3, zeta 4, like that it goes on. Okay, based upon the number of sampling points we need to consider to calculate the integral I. Okay, then just consider for I which is equal to 1. Okay, we are going to calculate first W1 and W2. Okay, so this equation we are going to use to calculate W I. Okay, so I which is equal to 1 here, so that W1 of dash which is equal to B is, it is varying for this particular equation, B is 3, A is 0. Okay, so it is varying from A to B, so that it is varying from 0 to 3. Okay, so B is 3 minus A is 0 divided by 2 into Wi, here I equal to 1, so that it be, which is equal to W1. Okay, then W1, so which is equal to the 3 minus 0 divided by 2 into W1 value, we are going to consider for 2-point formula as 1. Okay, so that which is going to be give again W1 with W1 dash which is equal to 3 by 2. Okay, then W2. So W2 B minus A divided by 2 into W2 which is equal to 3 minus 0 divided by 2 into, so for which is varying from -1 to 1, the W2 values we have calculated as 1, so that using that W2 as 1 which is equal to, we are going to get 3 by 2 here. Okay, so that way we are going to be able to calculate w1 dash w2 dash values. Okay, similarly by using the zeta high dash, which is equal to b plus a into b plus a plus uh, b minus a into zeta 1 divided by 2. By using this equation we can able to calculate zeta 1 dash and zeta 2 dash. Okay, just substitute here the a and b values. Okay, you are going to get zeta 1 dash values and also zeta 2 values. Okay, once if we calculated zeta 1 zeta 2 values by using the Gauss quadrature formula, I, which is equal to w1 dash f of zeta 1 plus plus w2 f of zeta 2. Then just substitute here w1 dash values and w2 dash values, and also we need to calculate here. We have got only here zeta 1 dash and zeta 2 dash values. Okay, so we have to calculate f of zeta 1 dash plus f of zeta 1 dash and also f of zeta 2 dash values. Okay, so how you are going to calculate that? Just see here. So again, the function here we have got in the formula like this. Okay, 2 to the power of zeta minus zeta into d zeta. Okay, so the f of function is 2 to the power of zeta minus zeta. So that you use it here. Okay, then f of zeta, which is equal to 2 to the power of zeta minus zeta, which is equal to 3 by 2. Okay, this in f of zeta 1 value, so just to keep it this. Okay, so 2 2 to the power of zeta 1 for the first function. Okay, so zeta 1, we just write down the value of zeta 1 what you have got here. Okay, directly we have taken this, then minus of zeta 1 value. Okay, this becomes zeta 1, so that zeta 1 value is 0.633975 plus 3 by 2. Similarly here also 2 to the power of zeta 2.366 minus zeta 2 value is 2.36602 we have got, so that write down here. Now after doing simplification, so we are going to get, okay, so 2 to the power of 0.6633975, which gives the 1.583808 minus 0.6333975. Okay, just do the simplification and you are going to get the high value, which is equal to 5.608366725. Okay, just these are all simple multiplications. Okay, so that way we are going to get high values by using zeta high dash and the w high dash formulas. Okay, if the integral varying a to b. Okay, so that is the different cases. So similarly you can also calculate here. Okay, one more exercise we are going to discuss. Okay, so integrate the function by numerical method. I, which is equal to, it is integral of 2 to 5 x square plus 2x plus 5 dx by 2-point formula. We need to use here 2-point formula. Okay, so we need to calculate now here w1 w2 zeta 1 zeta 2. Okay, then we are going to substitute in the Gauss quadrature formula to obtain I. When I is equal to 1, okay, just x1 which is equal to zeta 1, because here in terms of x they are given, so that we need to consider as x here as a zeta. Okay, here variable x they are given. Okay, so as per the Gauss quadrature formula for this above, with respect to above these formulas. Okay, so the variable is here x. Okay, we need to consider as a zeta. Okay, then x which is equal to zeta, so that x1 which is equal to zeta 1 dash. Okay, just substitute the values. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 5. Okay, then as you doing simplifications you are going to get 2.631. Okay, for zeta 1. Similarly zeta 2, as you substituting a values and b values, you are going to get 4.366. Okay, similarly w1 and w2, okay, you are going to get 1.5 1.5. Okay, the integral we have got like this. We have to use 2-point formula, so that there will be 2 sampling bands, w1 f of zeta 1 plus w2 f of zeta 2. Okay, so w1 we already we have got, zeta 1 also we have got. So function you just consider here f of zeta 1, which is equal to, in place of x we have to consider zeta 1 for one sampling point, one sampling point. For second sampling point we need to consider in place of x as a zeta 2. Okay, then as you considering w1 is 1.5, f of function is x square plus 2x plus 5, that is in place of x we are going to consider zeta 1 for first sampling point. So first sampling point value we have got 2.634, so that it becomes 2.634 square plus 2x, 2 into x means zeta 1, so 2.634 plus 5. Similarly w2 is 1.5, so zeta 2 value we have got 4.366, so that it becomes in place of x square zeta 2 square. Okay, that is 4.366 square plus 2 into 2x. Okay, 2 zeta 2. So 2 into zeta 2 value is 4.366 plus 5. Okay, so as you simplifying, you are going to get I, which is equal to 74.998. Okay, this is how we are going to use if the integral varying from a to b. Okay, so there is a one more problem or exercise I have given here. Okay, for 3-point formula, but as per your syllabus of content, only we have two up to 2-point formula. Okay, if you want, you can also solve. Okay, it's also a very simple, same the above equations of zeta and w. Zeta and w, we are going to use it for number of sampling points. For first sampling point, for second sampling point, for third sampling point, we are going to calculate zeta 1, zeta 2, zeta 3. Okay, and similarly for W1, W2, W3, as for the first and second and third sampling points, we are going to get the values like this. Okay, then write it is a 3 sampling points, so that we have to write W1, W2, W3, and similarly f of zeta 1 is f of zeta 2, f of zeta 3. Then f of function already they have in the problem the sub they have given like this. Okay, so that you consider here, then substitute all the values. Okay, so what you have calculated as zeta 1, zeta 2, zeta 3, and the W1, W2, W3, then we are going to get I values as 3750.3. Today's session we are going to discuss the beam. Okay, what is beam and how we are going to do the analysis. Okay, so first consider. Okay, so before going to do the analysis, what is beam? What is beam? Okay, beam is defined as a long, slender structural member whose cross-sectional dimensions are relatively smaller than the length, and commonly it is subjected to a transverse load. Okay, as you subjecting it is subjecting to the transverse load. Okay, it produces the bending moment as opposed to the twisting and axial effects. Okay, so the bending as the beam takes places, we are going to be able to measure it in 2 degrees. Okay, 1 degree in one direction as vertical deflection, and in second direction as a rotation as a slope. Okay, so hence these deformations are considered as the unknowns at that particular degrees of freedom. Okay, at each node of the beam element. Okay, so at each node of the beam element, we can able to calculate or we can able to know the 2 deflections. One is vertical deflection and second one is slope. Okay, so then what is the Hermite shape functions we are going to discuss. Now, see, we have got shape functions. What is shape functions? Already in the earlier classes we have discussed. Okay, the shape functions, if we consider for a beam element, okay, slope is accounted. Okay, so as the vertical displacement takes place, there will be a slope also going to be accounted. Okay, so this slope is a derivative of the deflection. Okay, this slope is a derivative of the vertical deflection. So hence this type of shape functions. Okay, each node there will be 2 degrees of freedom. Each degree we are going to get a shape function. Okay, first degree in the direction of vertical direction we are going to get the shape function, and the second direction in the angle. Okay, in the slope we are going to get the shape function. Okay, that second shape function is derivative of the deflection, so that hence the shape functions are called Hermite shape function. Derivation of Hermite shape function of beam element. Now, just consider this is a beam element which is having a node 1 and node 2. Okay, at node 1, so there is a 1 degree of freedom which is vertical, and second degree of freedom is rotational. Similarly, at node 2, vertical and rotational, so that there will be 4 degrees of freedom. Okay, so even though there will be a 4 degrees of freedom, it is going to be considered as a one-dimensional beam. Okay, it is almost similar to the bar. Okay, but here as the vertical displacement takes places, we need to predict the value for value how it is going to be having a displacement in vertical with respect to slope, so that there will be one more degrees of freedom, that is theta 1. Okay, so the deflection we are going to get theta 1 in the second degrees of freedom. Okay, so that so the beam element we have considered here, which is having node 1, node 2. Okay, the vertical deflection V1, and the vertical deflection at node 2 is V2, and rotational is theta 1, and at node 2 rotational is theta 2. Okay, so here theta 1, which is nothing but again derivative of vertical deflection. Okay, so theta 2, which is again derivative of vertical deflection, so that again it is called whatever the shape functions we are going to obtain at node 1 and node 2 for this beam element is also known as a Hermite shape function. Okay, that is how we are going to consider the Hermite shape functions. Okay. Okay. Now this beam which is varying, okay, from -1 to +1, we know that as in natural coordinate system, as you consider in the zeta direction, the element it is always varying from -1 to +1. Okay. So and at the center of the beam element, the zeta value will be 0. Now for this field variable v of x in terms of shape functions, if you write, okay, the variable here, the total deflection, okay, the total deflection v of x which is equal to h into q, where h is the Hermite shape function, okay. In each node there will be a two Hermite shape functions, okay, that is h1 and h2. Okay, so this element which is having a two nodes, so that there will be a four Hermite shape functions. Okay, h1, h2, h3, h4. Okay, so for one dimensional beam element having a two nodes which is consisting of four Hermite shape functions. Okay, the Hermite shape function which is h which is equal to h1, comma le by 2 h2, comma h3 le by 2 h4. Okay, that are four Hermite shape functions. Then q which is nothing but a displacement. Okay, this displacement you can also write in terms of q, also you can write in terms of v and theta. Okay, so at node 1 the displacement in next vertical direction q2, in rotational direction q1, in rotational direction q2. Similarly at node 2 in vertical direction q3, in rotational q4. Okay, this also you can write it, okay, as the as per our convenience. Okay, so vertical direction v1, rotational theta 1 at node 1, at node 2 vertical direction v2, rotational direction theta. So these are all the nodal displacements. Okay. Now before going to start to derive the Hermite shape functions for the beam element, okay, just we are going to write it a boundary conditions for the two noded beam element. Okay, this is most important. These values we are going to use to find out the Hermite shape functions. Okay. Now the element which is varying from -1 to +1, that is zeta value which is varying from -1 to +1. Okay, this is for node 1, this is for node 2. Okay, at node 1 it is having a value of zeta -1, at node 2 which is having a value of zeta +1. Okay. Now at node 1 we have two Hermite shape functions, that is in vertical h1 are rotational derivative of Hermite shape function h. Okay, similarly at node 2 h, okay, that is second vertical Hermite shape function. Okay, then the rotational one dh divided by d zeta. Okay, so that at each node two Hermite shape functions. Okay, first node this is 2 and second node this is 2. That is what we have written in terms of h1, h2, h3, h4. Okay, at node 1 h1, h2, at node 3 h3, h4. Okay, now so how we are going to obtain these values? Okay, so these values, writing of these values is very easy. Okay, so by considering we know that the properties of shape functions. Okay, uh, normally we know two properties of shape functions. Okay, the first property of shape functions which represents that. Okay, so always the shape function value will be unity at particular node. Okay, then remaining all other nodes, the value of shape function will be equal to 0. That is what the first property of the shape function. Okay, so that is already we have discussed in the previous classes. Okay, the first property of the shape function which defines that the value of shape function will be unity at particular node. Okay, for example, if we consider at node 1 the value of h1, if it is 1 unity, then remaining all directions, the value of h1 will be 0. Okay, so there are 4 degrees of freedom, right? For example, if we consider in the vertical direction, that is the shape function h1 which is equal to 1, then rotational and also here vertical and rotational all 3 degrees. Okay, the value of h1, that is the shape function h1 value will be equal to 0. That is what the first property of the shape function. Okay, so similarly also the second property of the shape function, whatever the summation of all shape functions must be equal to again 1. Okay, so all the summation of all shape functions will be equal to unity. Okay, so by considering these two properties, okay, so these two properties we are going to consider, and as for that we are going to write this table. Okay, this whatever the values we are going to write here, which must satisfy that two properties. Okay, now just consider here. First I'm going to write h1. Okay, h1 which is equal to, first I'm going to write a value for h1 at node 1. At node 1 h1 value, if you consider 1, then remaining all nodes the value will be 0. Okay, then similarly as you rating h2. Okay, so h2, that is for rotational, that is for rotational. Okay, h2, if you write h2 value as 1, remaining all nodes the values will be 0. Okay, similarly write h3 at h3, that is vertical here. Okay, this is okay. Then the h3, the Hermite shape function at node number 2 for vertical. Okay, h3, if you write unity value, then remaining all nodes value will be equal to 0. Similarly h4 for rotational at node number 2, if you write 1, then remaining all nodes the value of h2 h4 will be 0. Okay, this is how by considering the property of the shape function we are going to be able to write this table. Okay, now we are going to calculate shape functions for h1, h2, h3, h4. Okay, there are 4 degrees of freedom. Okay, so that we can able to find out the shape functions for all degrees of freedom as h1, h2, h3, h4. Okay, now since you just consider, okay, before going to calculate the shape function for h1, we need to consider a polynomial. Okay, for some degree of freedom. Okay, so here h1 which is equal to, so there are 4 degrees of freedom in particular beam element. Okay, so 4 degrees of freedom means we have got 2 nodes. Okay, so how we need to be able to calculate what is the order of the polynomial for particular shape function. Okay, so we know that to calculate the shape function, first we are going to consider here a polynomial. Okay, in that particular polynomial, what is the order, that we can able to find out number of nodes which is there in the element. Okay, for this particular element we have only got 2 nodes. Okay, so that by using the equation 2n minus 1, okay, 2n minus 1, as the node numbers will be 2, so that 2 into 2 minus 1, which gives the 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Okay, so that we for this particular element, as it is having a 4 degrees of freedom and 2 nodes, we need to consider up to third order. Okay, so we need to consider up to third order, so that, so for the shape function, the polynomial equation we are going to consider up to third order as a naught plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube. Okay, so now apply the boundary conditions by using this table. At node number 1, okay, at node number 1, h1 and zeta 1 values. Okay, so at node number 1, so see here, you can see here at node number 1 means this. Okay, so zeta which is equal to minus 1. At node number 2, zeta which is equal to plus 1. Okay, at node number 1, h1 value is 1. Okay, h1 value is 1. Okay, and zeta value is minus 1, right? So from this table, okay, the h1 value is 1 and zeta value is minus 1. Okay, this values if you substitute here, you will get equation number 1 here. Okay, similarly, dou h by dou zeta which is equal to 0. Okay, so from this equation, see at node number 1, okay, dou h by dou zeta value is 0. Okay, and zeta value will be again minus 1. That is how we are taken here. Okay, so dou h by dou zeta which is equal to 0 and zeta which is equal to minus 1. But what is this dou h? Dou h is nothing but differentiation of h1. Okay, so dou h1 divided by dou zeta which is equal to, if you differentiate, okay, so differentiation of constant which gives 0, then plus differentiation of zeta which is equal to 1, so that it remains with a1 plus the differentiation of zeta squared to zeta, so that it becomes 2a1 zeta plus differentiation of zeta cube which becomes 3 zeta square, so that this equation becomes 3a3 zeta square. Okay, now in this particular equation you substitute the values of dou h by dou zeta which is equal to 0 and zeta which is equal to minus 1. Okay, after differentiating, then this particular equation we are going to substitute the values of this. Okay, now the dou h by dou zeta which is equal to 0. Okay, now a1 minus 2 zeta, here zeta value is minus 1, so that it becomes minus 2 a2 plus zeta value is minus 1 square, it becomes minus 1 square which gives only plus 1, so that plus 3 a3. This is equation number 2. Okay, so this only with respect to node 1. Similarly with respect to node 2. Okay, so then again we need to consider what is the h1 value, zeta value, and also dou h1 divided by dou zeta, and also zeta values we are going to consider at node number 2. Okay, so at node number 2, h1 value, you can see here at node number 2, h1 value is what? 0. Again, dh or dou h by dou zeta value also 0, but zeta value is plus 1. That is how we considered here. h1 value is 0, dou h1 divided by dou zeta value is 0, and zeta value is plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so first at node number 2 for the first condition. Okay, so this value is substitute in the above equation, you are going to get equation like this. Okay, just this value is substitute in this polynomial equation, you are going to get this, so that becomes equation number 3. Similarly again this value is substitute in this particular equation. Okay, differential equation, Okay, then you are going to get the equations like this. Okay, then which gives the equation number 4. After getting equation number 1, 2, 3, 4, we need to solve it for the constant A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. Once if you got A0, A1, A2, A3, 4 values, then if you substitute here in the equation number A, then you are going to get the equation for H1. That is that which gives the HA function equation for H1. Okay. Now just we are going to simplify to find out the constants, generalized coordinates. So here A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A3 are the generalized coordinates. Okay, that we are going to find out by simplifying by using all these 4 equations. Okay. Now first take it adding equation number 1 and 3. Okay, equation number 1 and 3. Okay, this equation and this equation if we add. Okay, write equation number 1 and equation number 3. Just add it. Okay, minus and plus gets cancelled here, minus and plus gets cancelled. Only it remains with this. Okay. 1 which is equal to 2 a0 plus 2 a2, then a0 plus a2 which is equal to 1 by 2. This gives, again you write down equation number 5. Okay. Then again take it remaining 2 equations, that is equation number 2 and equation number 4. Again you add this equation number 2 and 4 which gives like this. Okay. Write equation number 2 and equation number 4 like this. Okay. Then you just add it, minus and plus values gets cancelled. Then 0 which is equal to 2a1. Okay. This add it to a1 and a1 which gives 2a1 plus add 3a3 which gives 6a3. Okay. Then as you simplifying a1 which is equal to minus 3a3. Okay. Just send one of the term right side. Okay. Or left side. Okay. Then by simplifying a1 which gives minus 3a3. This you take it as equation number 6. Okay. So then substituting equation number 5 and 6. What are the equation number 5 and 6 you have got? A0 plus a2 which is equal to 1 by 2 you have got. A1 which is equal to minus 3a3 you have got. Okay. Then this 5 and 6 equations if you substitute in equation number 3. Equation number 3 is this is 0 which is equal to a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. Okay, that you write down here. Write it here. Okay, if you substitute values of a1 and a0 plus a2 which is equal to 1 by 2 from equation number 5 and 6. Okay, if you substitute a0 plus a2 which is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, then a1 which is equal to minus a3 plus this a3 remains as it is. Okay, then as you simplifying this. Okay, as you simplifying minus a3 plus a3 which is minus 2a3. Okay, as you simplifying just send it is to the left side. Then this becomes 2a3 which is equal to 1 by 2, then a3 which is equal to 1 by 4. Okay, so now we have got a1 and a3 values. Okay, so a1 which is equal to minus 3a3, a3 value you have got 1 by 4. If you substitute here in equation number 6, you will get a1 value. Okay, similarly from equation number 4, just write the equation number 4 and substitute a1 value we have got here minus 3 by 4, and also we have got a3 value 1 by 4. If you substitute these values and simplifying, you are got a2 value as 0. Okay, then again from the equation number 5. Okay, equation number 5 which is a0 plus a2 which is equal to 1 by 2. We have got a2 value. Okay, and then you can able to find out a0 value. Okay, so a0 which is equal to again 1 by 2 as you substituting a2 value here. Okay, so which gives a0 which is equal to 1 by 2. Now after calculating, obtaining all these a0, a1, a2, a3 values, just substitute all these values in equation number a. That is equation number a is this is. Okay, this polynomial equation. If you substitute all these equations, okay, here all the equations if you substitute a0 is 1 by 2, a1 is minus 3 by 4, a2 is 0, a3 is 1 by 4. Okay, all these values if you substitute, then you are going to get the equation like this. Okay, so take it over 1 by 4 common factor here. Okay, then it remains the equation 1 by 4, 2 minus 3 zeta plus 3 plus zeta cube. Okay, and also you can write it here like this also. For this equation, if you simplify, you will get 1 minus zeta whole square into 2 plus zeta. Okay, this is where also you can write it or remains, you can keep it as it is only. Okay, however you want, you can take it, because some books they have considered equations like this, and some books they have considered equations like this. Only this is simplification form. That's it. Okay, so this is how we are going to calculate H1. Okay. Similarly, same method, same procedure we are going to follow for calculating the H2 value. Okay. So just you can see here, to calculate H2, just consider polynomial up to third order. Take it equation number B at node number 1, H2 value just by using this table. Okay. H2 value at node number 1 0. Okay. Then dh by d zeta, that is dou h by dou zeta, the value is 1. Okay, then at node number 2 again h2 and dou h by dou zeta value will be 0 0. Okay, and zeta value will be plus 1. By considering all this, values, okay, you can able to find out the shape function equation for H2. Okay. Then at node number 1, okay, H2 value is 0, zeta value is -1. If you substitute these two values, you are going to get equation number 1. Okay, similarly, dou zeta by dou h divided by dou zeta, which is equal to 1, and zeta value is -1 at node number 1. Okay, as you substituting these values in this particular equation, okay, this is same for all. Okay, the polynomial equation what we are going to consider again, you need not able to write, but if you write also, it is very good to consider, and you can able to easily input these values in this particular equation. If it is right here. Okay, then 1 which is equal to a1 minus 2a2 plus 3a3. Okay, this values if you substitute here, you will get equation number 2. Okay, similarly at node number 2, h2 value, zeta 2 value, just consider from the table, and substitute in this polynomial equation, you are going to get equation number 3. Okay, similarly, dou h divided by dou zeta, which is equal to 0, zeta which is equal to 1 at node number 2. This values if you substitute in this particular polynomial equation, you will get the equation number 4. Okay, this procedure remains same for all the types of shape functions. Okay, if you want to calculate h3, h4 also, you are going to follow the same procedure. Okay, then again adding 1 and 3, again adding 2 and 4. Okay, so adding 1 and 3, you are going to get the equation like this, and that equation you take it equation number 5. Then adding 2 and 4 equations, you are going to get the equation like this. Okay, from this you are going to be able to calculate a1 which is equal to 1 by 2 minus 3a3. Then you consider this is as equation number 6. Okay. Someone is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, no, sir. Very simple. Okay, but this is very lengthy section. So the procedure remains same for all the functions for it. Okay, if you follow the one step, that will be for the okay. So similarly, as we getting equation number 5 and 6, substitute equation number 5 and 6, and in equation number 6, see these steps will be same. We are going to get equation number 1, 2, 3 for all the types of h2, h3, h4. Similarly, you are going to add equation number 3, equation number 1 and 3, and equation number 2 and 4. It will be same for all the shape functions. For h3, h4 also it will be same. Okay, adding will be same. Then you are going to get equation number 5 and 6. Once if you got equation number 5 and 6, this equation number 5 and 6 values you are going to substitute in equation number 3. Then you are going to get values for a3. It will be again same. It is same for all the types of shape functions calculations for h3, h4 also. Okay, so as you substituting equation number 5 and 6 in equation number 3. Okay, this is the equation number 3. Then substitute this is a naught plus a2 value as 0 here, a naught plus a2 value is 0, and a1 value you have right, you have got here like this, 1 by 2 minus 3a3, 1 by 2 minus 3a3 plus a3 remains at the same. Okay, as you simplifying, you will get a3 value 1 by 4. Okay, then again from equation number 4. Okay, from equation number 4 you can able to calculate a2 value. The equation number 4 above is like this, and here you substitute a1 value is minus 1 by 4. What what you have got here. Okay, from equation number 6. Okay, from equation number 6, this is okay. Once if you got a3 value, if you substitute here, you will get a1 value. Okay, that a1 value which is equal to minus 1 by 4. Okay, then this a1 value in the equation number 4, if we substitute minus 1 by 4 plus 2a2 we have to calculate. Okay, plus 3a3 already we have got here 1 by 4. If we substitute here, then a2 you will get minus 1 by 4. Okay, again from the equation number 5. Okay, equation number 5 we have got what? This is okay. So where it is a0 which is equal to a0 plus a2. Okay, so if you substitute a2 value 1 by minus 1 by 4, then a0 value you are going to get 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Okay, then after getting all this a0, a1, a2, a3 values, you just substitute in the polynomial equation, that is equation number 3. Okay, then you are going to get like this. Okay, so a0 is 1 by 4 minus a1 is minus 1 by 4, then a2 is minus 1 by 4, a3 is plus 1 by 4. Okay, then after writing this, just take it 1 by 4 common factor, then remains the coefficient values 1 minus zeta square plus zeta cube. Okay, this is the shape function for h2. Okay, this is the shape function h2. This is again you can simplify and you can write it like this also. Okay. Then similarly we are going to follow to calculate h3. Okay, so again same polynomial equation up to third order we are going to consider. Okay, at node number 1 h3 zeta 1 values we are going to consider from the table, then substitute you are going to get equation number 1. Okay, similarly dou zeta 3 by d zeta. Okay, as you differentiating you are going to get equation. Okay, so that equation you are going to substitute this values. Okay, at node number 3, at node number 1. Okay, what is the value of h3 and zeta values you are going to substitute in this differentiated equation. So you are going to get the values like this. Okay, so that gives the equation number 2. Similarly, at node number 2, okay, h3 value, zeta value from the table. Okay, consider and substitute in the polynomial equation. You are going to get the equation number 3. Okay, so just directly substituting h1 and zeta 1, just if you substitute here. Okay, so here h3 is 1 and zeta value is 1. If you write zeta in place of zeta and the value is 1, okay, then again the equations you are going to get like this. That gives the equation number 3. Similarly, substitute. Okay, so dou zeta 3 divided by dou zeta, which is equal to 0 and zeta value is 1. Okay, this value if we substitute in this particular this equation, you are going to get the equation like this, and this gives the equation number 4. Okay, so again, so similar procedure you are going to follow, adding equation number 1 and 3, which gives, okay, again a naught plus a2, which is equal to 1 by 2, which gives the equation number 5. Again adding equation number 2 and 4. Okay, so after adding you are going to get 2a1 plus 6a3, again which gives the a1 which is equal to minus 3a3. A1 value you are going to get it in terms of a3, which gives the equation number 6. Okay, again substituting equation number 5 and 6 in equation number 3. Okay, so equation number 3 is what? This is a, okay, 1 which is equal to a naught plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. Okay, there if you substitute, so here we have got a naught plus a2 which is equal to 1 by 2, a3 which is equal to minus a3. This value if we substitute in equation number 3, we are going to get the equation like this: 1 by 2 minus 3a3 plus a3, which is equal to 1. Then from this equation you can able to find out a3 value, that is minus 3a3 plus 3a3, which is minus 2a3. Then take it in left side, it becomes plus 2a3, which is equal to minus 1 by 2. So that a3 which is equal to minus 1 by 4. Okay, once if you got a3 values minus 1 by 4, then a1 which is equal to minus 3a3. So that you substitute a3 value here, so that you are going to get a1 which is equal to plus 3 by 4. Okay, once if you got a1 values from the equation number 4, equation number 4 is 0, a1 plus 2, a2 plus 3a3. There you substitute a1 and a3 values. A1 is 3 by 4 and a3 value is minus 1 by 4. As you substituting here, okay, and simplifying, you are going to get a2 value is 0. Similarly, from equation number 5, a0 plus a2 which is equal to 1 by 2, substitute a2 value is 0 here, then a0 becomes 1 by 2. Okay, after getting all the values, you are going to get h3 equation like this. Substituting a1, a2, a3 values in the polynomial equation, you are going to get equation like this. Then taking into the 1 by 4 common factor, okay, then the equation, simplified equation, you can write like this: 2 plus 3 zeta minus zeta cube. Okay, again if you simplify this equation, you can also write in this form. Okay, 1 by 4, 1 plus zeta whole square into 2 minus zeta. Okay, so similar way, same procedure we are going to use it to find the shape function for h4. Okay, consider the polynomial equation up to third order. At node number 1, what is the value of h4 and zeta value we are going to consider, and if you substitute in the polynomial equation, you are going to get equation number 1. Similarly, so the value of the dou h divided by dou zeta value. Okay, if you consider at node number 1 as 0 and the zeta value is minus 1, and differentiation of dou h by dou zeta, which is the equation like this. In this equation, if you substitute the values of dou h by dou zeta and zeta values, then the equations we are going to get like this. That will be equal to 0, which is equal to a1 minus 2a2 plus 3a3. That gives the equation number 2. Similarly, again at node number 2, what is the value of h4 and zeta value? If you substitute in the polynomial equation, you are going to get equation number 3 like this. And again, the dou h by dou zeta value at node number 2 and also zeta value at node number 2. Okay, we have got 1 and 1. This value, if you substitute in the differentiated h4 value, okay, you are going to get substitute these values in this particular equation, then you are going to get the equation like this: 1 which is equal to a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3, which gives equation number 4. Okay, then adding the equation number 1 and 3, it is similar procedure. Okay, so 2a0 plus 2a2, which is equal to 0, you are going to get as we simplifying. Okay, so as we're taking two common factor and sending right side, then a0 plus a2, which is equal to 0. Similarly, adding equation number 2 and 4, okay, you are going to get 2a3 plus 6a3, which is equal to 1. Okay, then taking two common factor and sending into the denominator, then which is equal to a1 plus 3a3, which is equal to 1 by 2. So you can able to calculate a1, which is equal to 1 by 2 minus 3 a3, as is sending this plus a3 to the right side. Okay, then substituting the equation number 5 and 6 in equation number 3. Equation number 3, you have got 0, which is equal to a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. Then substituting all these values, a0 is 0, we have got, okay, sorry, a0 plus a2 value you have got 0 here, plus a1 value you have a1 value you have got 1 by 2 minus 3a3 here. Okay, 1 by 2 minus 3a3 plus a3 as it is remaining same as it is. So then as you simplifying 1 by 2 minus 3a3 plus a3, which is 2 minus 2a3. So that as you taking into the right side and a3, which is equal to 1 by 4. Okay, again from the equation 6, a1 which is equal to 1 by 2 minus 3a3, substituting a3 value as 1 by 4, then a1 which is equal to 1 by 2 minus 3 into 1 by 4, which gives a1 value minus 1 by 4. Okay, again from the equation number 5, a0 plus a2 which is equal to 0, then substituting a2 value. Okay, so a2 value, before going to calculate this, we just consider equation number 4. Okay, from the equation number 4, 1 which is equal to a1 plus a2, a2 plus 3a3. Again you substitute a1 value as minus 1 by 4 here, plus 2a2 plus a3 value as plus 1 by 4, 3 into 1 by 4, which gives, okay, 2a2 which is equal to 2 by 4. Okay, then a2 which is equal to 1 by 4. Okay, once we once if you got a2 value, then by using the equation number 5, a0 plus a2 which is equal to 0, then a2 is 1 by 4, as you considering a0 which is equal to, if you substitute a2 value as 1 by 4 and taking into the right side, then a0 which is equal to minus 1 by 4. Okay. So this is how we have got all the generalized coordinates values, a0, a1, a2, a3. Okay, in these values, if you substitute in the equation number 4, then the h4 equation you are going to get like this, minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 zeta plus 1 by 4 zeta square plus 1 by 4 zeta cube. Okay. Then as you're simplifying and taking 1 by 4 as common factor, then as you're taking 1 by 4 common factor, it remains with minus 1 plus minus zeta plus zeta square plus zeta cube. Okay. This is the shape function for h4. Okay. So similarly, if you write simplification form, you are going to get like this. Okay, and then the shape function h. So for all the h1, h2, h3, h4, you can write. Okay, so this way. Okay, in two form I have written here. Okay, so 1 by 4 is common factor. If you take, okay, then the h1 value will be this is with 1 by 4, 2 minus 3 zeta plus z cube. Then this is h2, this is h3, this is h4. Okay, so this is the shape function for Hermite shape functions for beam element. Okay, then how it is going to be vary Hermite shape function. Okay, so the variation of shape function, Hermite shape functions for the beam element. Okay, just consider as per the properties of shape function. Okay, at one node, if it is having a unity, then remaining other nodes, the value of shape function will be 0. Okay, so that just consider at node number 1, if h1 value is 0. Okay, that is vertical deflection value. If you consider 1, then remaining all the value will be 0. That is theta 1 is equal to 0. The rotational one at node 1, and whatever the value vertical and rotational at node 2 will be equal to 0. Okay, this is how the shape it is going to be very vertical only it is having, and it is going to be leading to 0 at node number towards the node number 2. Okay, similarly, if you consider, okay, at node number 2 for theta 1, okay, that is for h2. Okay, if h2, okay, h2 which is equal to dou u by dou x, okay, that is which is equal to theta 1. If you consider there is a slope theta 1, okay, if it is slope is equal to 1, then the v1 value will be 0. Similarly, at node 2, v2 theta 2 value will be 0. Okay, so this gives the shape variation like this. Similarly, as you considering at node number 3 for h3, that is v2. Okay, then if you consider the value, this vertical deflection value is equal to 1, then remaining the slope at node number 2, that is theta 2 equal to 0, Similarly, at node number 1, vertical and rotational, the slopes will be equal to 0 at node number 1. Okay, so the shape variation which is going to be given like this. Okay, similarly, as you consider in node number 2, if you consider if there is a slope, then the slope equal to 1, that is theta, which is equal to 1, then the vertical deflection is equal to 0. Similarly, at node 1, the vertical and slopes equal to 0, so that v1 and theta 1 equal to 0, the shape variation will be like this. So this is the h1, h2, h3, h4. Okay, for all possibility conditions, the shape variation going to be takes places like this for the beam element. Okay,